Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Mr. JP. The game is Out of War. Big thank you to the viewers and subscribers out there. Uh, Yesterday was an epoch-making moment in my life. I had my first international Discord conversation with one of my subscribers. Pretty much been there from the start, been giving me advice. Big thank you for that. And sorry I had to sort of go away, but a friend of mine was coming over and I was running out of time. But yeah, it was really good to talk to you. So do it again sometime, definitely. So the Discord's there, I'll be putting a link in the description. And as you join me today, I'm just idly driving this around. Let's get into some gaming, yeah. So, it's quite weird for me, I'm not very internet experienced, so to talk to someone in another country on the Discord like that, who I've never met before, like face to face or anything like that, it makes the internet so much more real. I have this problem that sometimes it feels like the internet isn't real. It's all fake. It's like some kind of Truman Show or something. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Thank you. Thank you for being there. So yeah, you're joining me today, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to systematically load these two hoppers with this machine until we can't load anymore. You know, until the lag goes down. And we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'll just take you through what I'm doing up here really whilst I'm doing it. So I've got my bulldozer hoppers over there, they work quite well. Might go over to there once I can't load anymore with the loader, and just bulldoze some in, because I found that you can bulldoze with less of a frame rate drop than I can dumping bucket loads out of this. So I did remember to set up my GPS, that's alright. I've been over setting up GPS before, there's a video about it. If any of it's unclear or you've found another way of using it, you know, drop a comment, you know, get involved. If you're on the Discord, there is a folder for Out of All videos and photos. Film what you're doing in your minds, you know, show us what you're up to, unless you're the secretive type. But you know, it's always good. I was shocked yesterday. I was in the NMC Discord and we were having a conversation about these lag issues and stuff, and one person posted a video, I posted a video, and someone said, oh my god, I'd never thought about bulldozing into the hoppers like that. I mean, for me it's something YouTube pointed out to me. I started watching videos into industrial accidents. I've got a little bit of a sick kick there. I like disasters, sorry. But bulldozers getting eaten by surge piles appears to have happened often enough that the American Health and Safety Board have made safety videos about it. And I'm going to be honest, America's not known for its health and safety. This is a country that owns more firearms per head of population than I think most places in the world. And your cars go really fast, but they don't corner very well. There are things that America does very well. Your weapons tech. Some of it's a bit expensive, some of it's a bit hard to maintain, like your B-2 bombers and the stealth stuff, like the F-35, what dog. But you do make certain military hardware that is pretty cool. The M1, everyone loves a Humvee. They're tough, they're easy to work on, they're a beautiful piece of kit, you know. So it just depends which bit you're looking at. When it comes to the finer stuff, like you know, that requires a bit of je ne sais quoi. Have you noticed that the Americans tend to get the British in? It's kind of ironic. Just so you know, I'm not like a full-on nationalist, and I'm not really that racist. I just like the racial traits that come out. It's always funny, you know, different national traits, I guess you call it. It's not really about race. It's just about different countries. There are generalisations, and I find some of them funny. I don't really believe in them. Like one American and the next American, two different things. You know, one could be a peace lover, the other one could be gung-ho. You just don't know. Brits are the same. It's good fun. But yeah, out of all wise, there's not much to tell at the moment. I'm doing all of this work, and I'm digging away into this wall because I'm going to extend this bulldozer hopper line. And yeah, this lag thing's a bit of a problem. So what I'm doing is I'm digging until I can't dig no more, and then I'm running my machinery and dealing with the overburden, as it were. So yeah, I can extend that run into the mountain there for that pile, which is probably a good idea, but I'm gonna dig it in a little deeper as well. So we'll just start skimming that out. As you can see, this skimming method with the bulking, it's a great way of making ramps. Like, I've just 2 cuts like that. I can't even see what I'm doing, and you can see the ramp's already starting to form. All I've got to do is take that lump off the top and it's there. So I've stopped worrying so much about roads in where I'm digging, because I can just dig them out with the machine when I need to, you know. It works quite well. Oh, that was a big crash from outside. Sorry, for those that don't know, I live near a main road, so quite a lot of the time I get the sound of tractors and JCB half-tracks and stuff, so I don't really have the volume up on my TV very high. I get the real world stuff. It even comes with vibration when they shake my house. It's kind of cool. It's like surround sound in one of those theatres, so that's not going to be a very good scoopful, that's all topsoil. So yeah, I'm loading up these machines like this. I should probably load the other hopper a bit more, because I keep on loading this one because it's easier to get to in this direction. That's the thing to remember when doing this, because the reason I'm alternating the hoppers is so that the hoppers have got time to absorb those balls and get rid of them, so they're not animated anymore. I've noticed the frame rate drop isn't when they spawn out the bucket when I dump into these hoppers, it's when they hit the bottom. So I think it's the physics calculations for the balls bouncing around. Might want to point that one out to the devs in the Discord, I'll get round to that. We'll probably see a demonstration of that in a sec. Keep an eye on that frame rate in the corner, I'll get it on a white background. There you go, 49, 50. And you saw it wasn't when I started tipping out, it was when the balls started hitting that red hopper. So yeah, I think it's something to do with that red hopper, as I say. And the way the balls collide with each other, which is why I think the bulldozer can be a bit kinder on the frame rate, because they don't drop as far, so the impact calculations, they're not moving around as much, and they spawn back into dirt very quickly. I don't know if my videos are helpful to the devs. I'll try and keep this one short so I don't waste the time. So yeah, that's my conclusions on that. Something else America does very well is food, by the way. Yeah, that's the one thing I remember from my ski trip from my school days. I've only been to America once. The food, my word. Even though I'm salicylate intolerant, you do so much stray meat that is brilliant. Just thinking about it. Like, when I was in America, there was still the original World Trade Centers. I was stood at the bottom of them. 2 years later they were gone, which was kind of sad. New York's a big city for a little kid, you know what I mean? I met Run DMC in the lounge of JFK as well. That's kind of cool. I didn't know who they were at the time either. I wasn't into that kind of music. So it was kind of ironic. All my mates sort of mobbed them and got the autographs and everything, and I'm kind of just sat there quietly on my own in a quiet corner because I don't like crowds. And all of a sudden these guys are sat with me. And I think they'd sort of seen I was off on my own and like not part of the crew or anything. I don't know. We started talking. We were just talking about everyday stuff, you know. It wasn't about Hollywood or music or rap or anything like that. We were just talking about travelling, where I'd been and what we'd been up to, you know. For about half an hour. And like, I'm noticing funny looks from my mates during this half hour, and like Run DMC have gone off to get their plane. We're still sat in the lounge, so we've got another hour and a half wait or whatever. And all the people on the trip are sort of walking over to me going, do you know who you were just talking to? I was like, no. And they explained it, and a couple of years later on, a friend of mine got into rap music, started to understand who Run DMC were, you know. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Something I've learned a lot. I've interacted with a few celebrities over the years, mainly as a carpet fitter. Most of the time they're not in their homes. I've worked for a lot of them and never met them. But the couple that I've met, yeah, they've really taken the time to watch what the work I was doing and that kind of thing, and they've been really interested in talking. And a couple of them are really big people, like Chelsea football players, you know, that kind of thing. And I realised the poor guys, they don't get much time to themselves to do their thing. I think that's something that you've got to remember when judging celebrities from the outside. Is they're completely exposed. They don't get any private time. It must be really hard, you know. So you know, if you bump into a celebrity in an everyday store or whatever and you recognise who they are, I guess just treat them like a normal person, you know. Give them a bit of that. It's important. Like that Discord call, you know, it means a lot. The human touch. Means a lot to me anyway. Other people might be different. But yeah, I'm loving this game. I really am. I'm sorry, I keep on coming back to it. Also loving making the videos, coming up with things to do in them. Frame rate drop by alternating seems to stay away a little. It seems to make it a little less severe. I don't know. Maybe I'm conning myself. I might be fooling myself. Starting to think I might be good at that. It's fine. It'll be okay. Maybe I'm starting to get this whole positive mental attitude thing that they talk about. I don't know. PMA. Okay. Whatever. Have you not seen what's going on outside? Sometimes the thought I get when you hear these people on TV going positive mental attitude and you're looking at what's going on and you're like, really? But most of the time it's alright, you know, the media go off on a panic spree, panic a load of people into doing something, cause a shortage. Other people invest in that product just before that happens on the stock market, and that's how fortunes are made. Or at least, you know, anyone else got a different opinion than that. The stock market does look like some weird daylight robbery. I don't understand it. I thought about trading at one point. I've got friends that do it. Big shout out if they're watching. Jeez. Yeah. I don't get. I get it, but it doesn't look stable. You know what I'm saying? It just. Yeah. I wonder. I do wonder about the whole money system, really. Before the big Brexit vote in the UK, a lot of people based it on politics or immigration or that kind of thing. I based it on finances, and I looked into the finances of the EU, and I suddenly realised what the numbers are about and how much the UK was paying, along with a couple of other countries, and the rest of the countries were taking out more than they were putting in. So to put it into real world terms, you've got a curry night, you've got 21 people going, and only like 5 of them end up paying at the end of the night. Do those 5 people come to your curry night next week? You know what I mean? Especially if it happens like 3-4 weeks in a row. So yeah, financially it didn't look like the EU's viable option, and when you look at the numbers after the Brexit vote and the divorce bill, and how every year the amount they wanted got a bit smaller because we were still paying in and all that kind of thing, and you look at how much they needed to borrow from the IMF and how much they needed in their accounts to make, like, you need a certain amount in your account to borrow a certain amount, you know what I mean? And so to make the financial assessment in the year 2021, they needed a certain amount in their accounts to borrow enough to survive. What the EU was looking at around Brexit time was bankruptcy. So yeah, that's my view on the EU. I didn't mind the EU so much. That's the funny thing. I might have voted to leave, but I thought the economic trade section of it was a good idea. I don't think it should ever have involved immigration or running in my country from Brussels. So maybe I'm just a nationalist. I don't know. But yeah, this lag thing's starting to kick in on out of all. Getting back to. I'll also say that whilst I voted to leave, I never expected to win. Normally the side I vote for loses. So. Bit like with the development games I've followed, most of them have had like a really bad development incident in the first 2 or 3 months. And I think Out of All has had that. I think, as I say, this bulking mod might have been pushed early. I think it might have been pushed early for a reason though. I think they've been quite clever, and that was to break players of the "this is how the game's going to be" attitude. Get them into a new sort of way of thinking about what's going on. And also to get a bit of feedback on what they think of it, because like, if everyone's going to freaking hate it, there's no point in spending another 2 weeks debugging it or editing it or making it work if everyone hates it and they want something different, you know. So as a way of getting customer feedback, it may have been necessary because not enough people were playing the development branch and giving them feedback. You just don't know. So yeah. And a word on the Steam world. Like, I've got Steam coming out of my ears about Steam. there's so much negativity, like the people, jeez, and the ignorance. They just won't look sometimes for an answer that's like there. There's people moaning that dozer doesn't work. You see this hill in front of me? That's proof that the dozer works. This area was flat. So yeah. Like most of that hill came from over there. It blows my mind. So if you see me throwing stuff around on Steam, I've got the same name on there. I'm sorry, I really am, but I've seen so many people being such. There's two bunches. You've got people who might be young or they might not be English, because like it's the typing in the messages. Come on, people, do it properly. I understand if English isn't your second language, or you've got dyslexia, or you're disabled and you can't use keyboard properly. I know the feeling. I've got massive fingers, but right click and spell check for a start. Jesus. Use proper words. Make yourself clear. Otherwise, you just look like a troll. And the other thing is there's shills. I've noticed. I've been followed around by a couple of players, game to game, and some of them are genuine players for sure. They've got like 700, 800 hours in the game that they're critiquing. They're entitled to opinions, and they've got genuine opinions that have been there. You know, problems in development games from the word go. No one's listened to us as players, and you know, things have started to get a bit nasty on Steam. You know, they're getting a slating basically, and then all of a sudden some guy with like maybe 15 hours in the game, who's like Steam level 20, will appear and be like, oh, the game's great, and you won't admit there's a single problem in it, even when you point it out with a video or anything. And I just wonder whether they're paid by Steam to go around and try and promote games that are struggling. You just don't know what goes on in the backdrop of big business, you know. Kind of why I like this game. I know, because I've been following it along, that the developer's the developer and it's all sort of hunky-dory. But yeah, some of the other developers that I've played games of, you look into who they are or their history of development, and you suddenly find that they're not that nice a character, you know, in their behaviour way, just in the gaming world, you know, never mind the real life. So yeah, you'll hear me hating on Steam, you'll hear me hating on a couple of in-dev games, mainly one, and it's a shame because I really like Railways. Maybe I'll find another Railway game at some point, do some videos, or maybe I should do a video of that Railway game just to show you guys what I'm griping about. I say griping, it is developing, they have done updates recently, but to give you an idea of the speed of updates in that game compared to this game, they're both built on the same engine. I'd say the other game had simpler physics to calculate, and I think the developer of Out of Ore has already released more content updates and adaptations and fixes than they have in a year, which is why I rave on how good Christian is as a developer, the fact that he gave us Out of Ore for free if we bought Bergsbrook. There's a few reasons to like Christian and the guys at NMC. So I'm going to end this video with a massive thank you to the guys at NMC for developing the game. Big thank you to my viewers and subscribers, and a special thank you to all the guys giving me feedback, talking to me on Discord. You know, you're starting to post photos of your worlds. You've already like spawned me to do better and build tidier from a couple of photos. It's good. It's all good. I like the fact I'm enriching your lives with the videos, and you guys with your feedback are enriching mine. It's kind of like I make videos for you and you guys come back with me with comments and stuff, and it's brilliant, you know, give and take. Constructive criticism's all good. I can take it, guys, I'm big and ugly enough. So yeah, all in all, I think Out of Ore's doing really well. I'm hoping there'll be a nice update on Friday that's going to smoothen out this FPS issue. As I say, I'll be quite happy once that's gone. And yeah, it's all good fun. Hopefully next time see me, we'll have a bit more road build done, have a bit more cash. As you can see, I've got another 500,000 in the account. That's just from 2 runs of loading up these machines till I can't dig no more, and then running them. So pay dirt can pay. You just got to be patient about it, really. It does work out eventually. Just takes a bit of time, as I say. So I'll keep going in, skimming out these areas. I might bulldoze load those hoppers in a sec. You know, there's plenty to do around here, plenty to do. It's good fun. So yeah, thank you all for viewing and subscribing. Thanks to the developers, and look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.